We have to be careful what we say.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be lost
That's
without
what
my
I'm looking at.
iPad. I should have brought my iPad, but I have my phone and my paper.
Erica, I'm trying to see if there's anybody else here to let in. I think not. It's not my computer, this one, so. Can you hear us okay, Erica? All right, thanks. Is it coming up here? No, I gotta figure out how to make the screen up, apparently. Let's try this.
I can tell you one thing I'm not good is at technology. I found myself for figuring out social media
Did you?
marketing.
I'm going for person.
I agree. So much easier.
It's doing something. I don't think that's what we're trying to watch. Probably HDMI1. No signal.
Oh, you got something.
All right, cool. Guess I should full screen this thing or something. Supposedly it's supposed to be set up when I get here, but
And we can see that identify happen.
oh wait, there we go. Admit. I think what we want really is have that. I want the owl to be on. We want the owl to be on, right?
I didn't even know it was an owl. I'm guessing
I bet
it
there's a
probably needs to
button
be
on
on.
It looks like the owl's on because I can see an owl icon by your,
Yeah, it's
I
totally
can
there
see
because
the
I
icon
can
right
see it.
now.
All right,
Yeah.
thanks, guys. And that's probably where the sound is coming from. Okay, yes, it totally is. Because you can hear me, otherwise. There's one last tech piece I'm trying to figure out, which is to get the right stuff on the screen. I think I'll just make this one big and then it'll be fun.
Right there.
Yeah. No, I just thought that it would be nice to like, I don't know. Maybe I can turn this
How
so.
many turn the lights off? Or at least a couple.
Yeah, it's always going to be pointing at me, right? 'Cause, if I move myself, then at least I won't be right in front of the screen. So I feel like when I'm talking and
Yeah.
everybody who's remote is like,
Nice.
no,
I like
no,
that.
hello. Okay, well, yeah.
Or you want the other way around?
Okay, I got one more person. I guess I have to be close enough to this to let people in. Admitting Public Works Director. Admitting Al. Right. It is 6:30. And my understanding is our quorum is 5 now until, so I think it's always 5 because the city's policy is the number of seats is how you calculate quorum.
Okay.
So until somebody corrects me, that's how it is. But there are 5 of us here. 3 of us present in Alumni Hall, 2 remote. So being that there's a quorum, I'm going to call this meeting of the Berry City Transportation and Public Works Committee to order. Let me actually find my agenda though. Great. First up, we have adjustments to the agenda. I'm assuming we don't need any adjustments to the agenda. I don't have a special thing for introductions, but I think under visitors and communications, it makes sense for us to say hello. Those of us who are here, we can see that we have a new face in as our Public Works Director. So welcome, Brian.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Anyway, for people who don't know me, basically everyone does. I'm Michael Hellion, and I'm starting this meeting off, even though we'll see who the chair is soon. But I'll give you the opportunity to introduce yourself, Brian, if you'd like.
My name is Brian Baker. I'm the new Public Works Director. I've been on the consulting engineering side for 30 years. I've worked with Art on a couple projects, both on the from transportation side and on a personal note with Art. But I've been working in the city of Barrie for the last 16 of those years for the local engineering Dufresne Group. I live in Brookfield, been there my whole life, and I've got, my wife grew up in Barrie, so I've got ties to the area also.
Well, welcome. It's great to have you. And yeah, thanks for being here for our organizational meeting. Well, it appears that we do not have any visitors, so we can move on from our visitors and communications. Under new business, our first order for one is elect officers, chair, vice chair, and secretary. I know before we managed to go without a secretary, but it's been really bumpy. So we'll try to make sure that we get that one filled. In any case, my understanding of how this works is that for each of the officer positions that we'll have nominations and people put names in for nominations, and then we'll have a motion to elect, and if it passes, then we've got an election. All right, so our first up is the position of chair for our new committee. Do we have any nominations?
Yes, you.
Okay, I heard that
We'll put it in a ballot.
Tina nominated me. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'll second
Okay.
that nomination of Michael for chair.
Thanks. I don't know if do we have to second nominations? I think nominations are just shout outs, right? But for motions, we'd have to.
You're here for the rules.
I don't know. I'm trying to do it as best as I can. We did it wrong before. I
And
think.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So can I have a point of order? I'm sorry. I'm
Please.
not really sure what our new committee all entails. I know it's transportation and public works, but I'm not really sure what all that is. I apologize.
That's okay. No one knows at this point. I tried to I mean like literally no one knows. I tried to put as much into the charge document we'll get to that once we get past the officers, to reflect that the scope of the committee is different, and so we have the ability to sort of to respond to to respond to public works things broadly, but we don't know exactly what that means. We just know that city council has asked us to be this instead. Tina.
So I'm not sure. But
Raise your
I'm
hand, yeah.
I'm looking at this, and there's 9 of us on this committee. There's 5 of us here.
There won't be 9 of us.
Oh, there won't?
There will not be, yeah.
Oh,
But,
okay.
but 9 is still the number that is required for quorum.
So you're saying that these 9 names here may or may not these, I'm looking at what Nicholas sent us.
Yeah, not all 9 of us have been appointed. Not all 9 of us are planning on serving on the committee.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't have information from everyone. I do know that Joanne is planning on saying she thought she was going to be here, but yeah.
So I didn't know if, back to Erica's point,
Yeah,
since it's still sort of fluid and the council hasn't made it clear if we're going to have a council liaison, and who's going to be on the committee. So
Who's on the committee is that list. Whether they're planning on actually coming is another question. So I know 2 people have, the members of the Paths, Routes and Trails Committee have both communicated that they do not want to be on this committee.
Oh, okay, and I didn't know that.
That's okay. Yeah.
Okay, so the 2 names that I'm unfamiliar with, Dan and Mark.
Dan.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So
I
that
was,
brings us to-
I was hoping that both of them would. Mark told me that it's not because he's not interested, but it's because he's going to have surgery soon and will be recuperating, and so he's not planning on committing soon.
Okay.
So, anyway, all right. I'm sorry that we do not have a better answer to your question, Erica. All right.
No, that's perfectly fine. I'm just trying to figure out how to like vote officers when we don't even know what we're doing.
Mhm.
Yeah, well,
And I was sort of playing into that same point.
I know.
Because if everybody's not here, we don't know if we have.
Yeah. Did you guys at least see the charge?
I read everything that came to me.
Yeah, that's, so our new charge document only has, it's basically the TAC charge. We didn't get any input in terms of, sorry, we're jumping ahead here slightly in the agenda, I apologize. But it makes sense to probably address some of these details before people step up. So maybe we should have
Okay.
adjusted the agenda in retrospect,
Okay.
but it's also, I don't know. Getting the officers first seemed like the right call.
Okay.
I think that it is likely that we will retain a focus on transportation to a large degree, considering it's called out as part of the name of the committee. You know, we are transportation and public works. Strictly speaking, we could just be a public works committee. In any case, I think that Brian will help us in the future understand which things to put into the pipeline for work for us to do, but we're all new.
Okay.
And so right now, I think we just have to kind of like build the bridge while we're crossing it. And and we'll try to make it painless, is what I hope. Cool. Are there any other nominations for chair? All right, that's it. All right, yeah, I guess then we could have a motion for an election.
I feel like we went through this just like a month or two ago.
We did actually, yeah. It was
So that can't just
not
stay.
that, actually, no, it was in actually August or September. It was supposed to be July, or just supposed to be June, but things got bumped.
Okay.
Anyway, we've missed some meetings, but yes, we have just been through this, it's true. But I think the reason for the committee reorganization is a really sound one. And so, you know, I'm doing a little bit of extra boilerplate seems like it's worthwhile in the long run. Would you like to make a motion?
Tell me what, I
Oh,
make
yeah,
a motion. I
The
nominated you as the
motion
chair.
is to elect somebody as the chair, so.
So I'll
I don't-
nominate you.
Okay, or elect you, or anyway, it's so confusing to do it this way, right? I mean, yeah, so a motion to elect Michael Hellion as chair of the Transportation and Public Works
Transportation
Committee.
and Public Works Committee is, I
Okay.
read it here.
All right, great. Yeah, I'm gonna, at some point, I'm gonna start just saying TPW committee at some point, but until then, I'm gonna try to remember all the words in order. All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Yes, I have a second for you.
Yeah, already second. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Not hearing any. All in favor, you can raise your hand or say aye. All right, that is a unanimous vote in favor. So I'm going to serve as the chair of our new committee, and I'm excited to do so. Oh yeah, I forgot, I have to accept a nomination, don't I? Anyway, I accepted it. All right, for vice chair, the responsibilities of vice chair are pretty easy for the most part. To you basically do the chair thing if the chair is not available, and sneakily, since we were making them do the secretary thing if the secretary is not available. So it sounded easy at first, and then I realized it's not exactly as easy. But nonetheless, let's get one of those. Is there somebody who's willing to do it?
I'm gonna nominate Erica because we just nominated her.
Are you all right for continuing, Erica?
I'm going to decline the nomination, just because I'm a little wonky on what's all going on right now.
Got it.
I'd be willing to take that up until we get a more steadfast idea in what the committee is working on, or what we will be working on in the future. If that's okay with you, Erica, I'd be willing to step aside and take the secretary position if that's not available, if you want to take the VP position as well.
Yeah, I'm just a little unclear, and in my head, I just have to get a grasp of what's going on before I step up and do a leadership position. So I apologize.
No apologies needed. I mean,
All right, well, we can take you as having nominated yourself, Alan, if that's all right. Are there any other nominations for vice chair?
Oh, you need a second motion for it. Yeah,
I think the nominations are just throwing hats in the ring. I'm pretty sure I think it's
all
just,
right,
I think nominations are just, somebody says the name and then they accept it and then you vote on the election.
okay. Excuse me.
Certainly.
I think that's great if Alan wants to step up, so if I
right.
second that or whatever I need to do,
I need to make a motion to elect him. That's
make
the-
a motion to elect.
All right. You
And
know,
I'll second.
Okay, you know, I've been saying this like, it's recorded. I will go back and I will make, if we don't get a secretary, I'll make notes for this. All right, thank you. We've got a motion to elect and a second. Any further discussion? All right, in that case,
I'll make a statement here.
go ahead.
Well, talking about transportation, public works committee. Okay, transportation, that's every sort of transportation that runs through Berry City, or that doesn't maybe, or might in the future. And all public works, you know, what public works does, just like Bill,
Yeah,
in coordination with what Bill always did, had what he had lined up and everything. It's gonna be all the same. It talks about trains. Okay, we got a train here. I don't know what you can do about the train, that railroad. It's active, so it's difficult, but I don't think it's much different than what it was before.
I suspect you're correct. There definitely will be more things that we look at, but I think that the thing that impacts people the most, aside from certain aromas that you were mentioning earlier, Tina, this is, I was talking to Tina before the meeting.
We did a little walk before the
Uh,
meeting, and I invited everyone, but there's a quorum issue, so.
I was gonna say that the biggest impact on people is probably transportation related. And so I expect that that's mostly what, you know, what we will be encountering, but obviously that's not, you know, it makes a lot of sense for the citizen government to have a role in all the aspects of public works. And so it's great for us to have more visibility into that and, you know, to have policies come to someplace that can be reviewed by, you know, by a body that focuses on that. So I'm excited about this. Anyway, sorry, we got knocked off track. We had a motion and a second to elect a vice chair, specifically Alan Berner. All in favor, raise your hand or say aye.
Right.
Yeah, I also. Okay, that is unanimous. You are elected, Alan. Thanks for stepping forward. Our third position we gotta elect is our secretary. We really want someone to do that. You know, yeah.
And we had come up with a really, Joanne or Erica came up with a good solution of sort of rotating it.
Yeah, I
You don't
don't,
like that?
well,
Okay.
I think having a clear responsibility is really worthwhile. And I feel like when people do it, they actually get good at it.
Mhm.
And just doing it every now and again, it's very easy to, you know, to get rusty in between the rotations. In any case, I would just make Joanne do it, but she actually doesn't have a computer. She would have to do it on her iPad, and it actually doesn't turn out the best that way. So, anybody? No? Really? No? All right. It looks like you're on the hook, Alan. You, yeah, see.
Alan, I will help you out, okay? I have an iPad too. That's all I work on. I do car loans. I do my whole life on an iPad and an iPhone. I'll help you out.
Well, no, Alan, I think probably has an actual computer. It was
Oh, okay.
Joanne who I didn't want to. So, Alan, I have some basically like templates of existing minutes that I can hook you up with, and hopefully that'll at least be a running start. And if it turns out we do need to get somebody else to do minutes at some point, we'll figure it out. So thank you for being willing to do this, and thanks for mentioning it in the process of electing you, so that you're it's not like we just dropped a load of bricks on you. Yeah, thanks for the elections. It's great. 4.2, confirm meeting time and schedule. My proposal was that we would just meet at the same time on the same schedule as the TAC committee. Now that we are all TAC members, it makes it even easier to have that be the case. So I don't think we even need to do a motion for that. It will just happen this way. But basically, if it was a problem for someone, now's the time to say it. Okie doke, cool. All right, and then number 3 on our business is to look at our charge document. And if we don't want to make changes to it, we could then have a motion to approve it for us and submit it to council for them to adopt it. Yeah, so basically, I made this version of it with the assumption that there's going to be stuff that we need to change about it in the future as we learn more about what the purview of the committee is. I tried to make it as close to our previous charge as possible, just adding some things to make it, to say like, yeah, these are different areas of public works that we'll be thinking about. And as sort of like, I was trying to think of like philosophical like guidelines that would help us, but it's possible that in guessing those things that I got them wrong or got priorities wrong. So just, we're open to, I'm open to any, any adjustments that we want to make. Brian mentioned when I shared it with him that it was focused a lot on transportation, and it is so far.
That's fair.
My hope is to change that over time. In it, it says it's focused on transportation because we expect that transportation is like, is impacting, like residents and property owners. That's a guess because we don't know what's in the future.
I can let you, just say, like, let you know what I talked with Michael about my history or my experience is a lot in water and wastewater, not nearly as much in transportation. So that's definitely my comfort zone is the water and wastewater. And, I kind of think of, we would want to focus on the foundations, water, sewer, and streets are kind of the foundation of what builds the city up. And if we can get those top notch, then we can branch out and do other things, but we got to work on that foundation. And I'm sure all of you have seen the water breaks that we've had. We've had 7 of them in the last 2 weeks. So I would think that, branching a little more into water sewer might be and then of course, if you go everyone's welcome to come take a tour of the wastewater plant if they would like, and see the condition down there.
I smell it in Ward 3.
Yes. Hopefully it is better because the digester is the PRV on the digester is working properly. So hopefully the smell is better now than it was 2 months ago.
Once it heats up, we'll know.
Yes. But they're doing the 20-year evaluation of the plant currently. That is supposed to be done by the end of the year. And I expect that will have it will be a lengthy report and probably some major upgrades to that plant. But if you go down there, you will definitely, it doesn't take long to realize that it's very, very needed.
So to get a tour, is that so you like call someone and set one up, or is there a specific time to?
You could call me and I can sheet it down there. We can get Brandon is the operator, and he will definitely help us out with the tour, show you what's going on, and you can see it.
I mean, I think it would be great for us to do that as a committee.
I think so too.
So yeah, we'll put that on a plan for the future. It might not, if there's a good time to do it, we might have to schedule that. I mean, presumably during the day, I guess. I don't know. Whenever is best, but I think it'd be great.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that.
Great. Yeah, and I agree with you. I think that getting a better focus in our charge document in the future is going to like we'll get there when
Yep.
we can. But I'm hoping that the part that I added is at least enough to say, like, you know, this is the direction that we're trying to go once we do drill in. And also, I expect that we will if we're not trying to make a case about how to approach transportation, I mean, like the more that sort of like, like a way to dealing with transportation infrastructure is part of, like, you know, the city policy. There's a lot that we can strip out of the charge of the that's transportation related. There's no reason that that has to be there forever. In any case, did anybody have any thoughts or modifications for that before we do something with it? Yes, all right, go ahead.
Chris, how's the city set up for your stormwater that you need to deal with under Rule 3?
I mean, the 3-acre site, I believe the only site is the BOR site. And that's currently in design with a consultant, and that's, I will feign ignorance on that one, because that's actually one of the projects that Bill is still heading, well, until at least July, till I won't be into that one fully till July, till he's gets it fully transferred over, but it's ongoing.
All right.
Well, it's nice to know there's just one. That's good. Anything about the document?
I think that's gonna be a work in progress.
Yeah, we do have to, yeah, I agree. We do have
to.
to adopt one. So I think, but we have to, you know, basically, it's,
Okay, I was looking at
it's what council asked us to do. It's part of our assignment for today. is
Okay,
is
to adopt that. I mean,
we don't have to adopt this thing, but we have to get a document, so we just have to get it to a point where we're comfortable with it.
so Brian did give you feedback on this?
Oh, I don't want to,
Brian?
yeah.
It was really just what he said, that I mentioned that it was very, you know, transportation heavy knowingly, but I mentioned that, you know, my history is with water and wastewater, so that's what, you know, I'm more than happy to give opinions on that, but I'll be probably rely on you guys more on the transportation side. No, that's what my only comment was, that it was, if we're gonna do public works, we should be, you know, including water, wastewater, stormwater in all of that.
Yeah, I agree.
So
The
is-
only reason I didn't is that I didn't know what to put there.
Is it possible, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it possible for us to slice and dice this, let Brian slice and dice it a little and adopt it at the next
Oh, yeah.
meeting? Because I read this, but I really wasn't aware of the full.
That's okay, yeah. So if there, Brian, if there are any changes you'd like to see in the charge for this committee, would you, so I guess the first thing is, would you be willing to look at it and make edits to it? And I guess second, do you want to?
I can, if you guys need me to, you know, give the input. That's what I'm here for.
Cool. Well, I was sending it to you before the meeting with the hope that if you wanted to change anything, we could do it before I brought it here. But
Yeah, I didn't read it that thoroughly and make any
that's
changes to it.
So yeah, let's table this one and give you a chance to look at it and suggest any changes that you want to make, and then we can look at it again. I can give you. I think I sent you a PDF. I can just give you access to the Google document. That's where it came from.
Okay.
That should probably make it easier. And then we'll bring this one back and hopefully just have it in a place where we can look at it and approve it then. Yeah, okay, thank you. So that is table, all right.
Hopefully not table one.
No, well, it seems like having this meeting, just, everything worked out. Someone here opened the doors and we were able to get in, and that's cool. We have a item for other business. I don't think we have any other business. Number 6 is confirm the date of our next meeting. We are scheduled for May 17th, 2023, following the schedule that we consented to. If that works for everyone, that's when we meet. Yeah, all right, great.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm putting tag meeting, but I think I have to change it.
we gotta change it, yeah.
TPW,
I
or just go
I feel
TPW.
like TPW is,
Yeah.
it's short and sweet, Though it doesn't it sound like, what was the thing from that movie, Office Space, I think?
Carry the office.
It was,
you mean?
no, there was something reports.
PPR reports,
Wait, what were they, sorry?
PPR reports.
All right, so it's not TPW reports at least, that's
Yeah.
all that I was, yeah.
It's not very TPW on my calendar.
Brian Starr is in the waiting room, so I approved. Anyway. Yeah, so, all right, yeah, we were just moving on to roundtable. Did anyone have anything that they would like to address before we close out our meeting? I'll just let anybody raise a hand. Tina.
I would just like to welcome you, Brian. I haven't met you personally, but I'm excited to have someone new. As I said, Ward 3, the smell is just terrible, and I used to think it was the farms above me because I grew up around farms. And then I realized it wasn't the farm. So really excited about that. Would love to know who or what may, or who may be our liaison from the council next time, and address this charge would be great. But welcome, and I'm excited. Maybe we can make some
Thank you.
stuff happen.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead, Art. Yeah.
Yes, I think I called you Chris last time, Brian.
You did. I didn't catch it, but
I think it might have just been just before the mic picked up.
Yeah.
I did, but I
Oh,
didn't
maybe.
want to say it.
Maybe just before the mic got it.
I've been called a lot worse.
Yeah, I'm glad to work with you.
Yes.
All right. If there's nothing, I don't think, oh, actually, one roundtable thing. I learned at the, I learned at the planning commission meeting that the application for the transportation alternatives grant to have a design for the complete streets on South Main Street from like downtown to Spalding was approved.
So
So
exciting.
I don't know what that means, but that's I heard it through the grapevine, basically.
A grant,
Pardon?
they applied for a grant.
Yeah, well, we approved it, right? Yeah, we discussed what.
I believe we received that grant.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I just learned. Yeah. So we, I think it happened after our last meeting was scheduled, but our last meeting got canceled, right? I think. No. Yes. No, our last meeting happened.
Our last meeting did happen.
Our
Yep,
last
that's
meeting
right.
happened.
It was the one before that. Yep.
No, so I think it happened after that. But anyway, it was I learned it and I was pleased to learn it. And I think it's just going to an RFP, is my understanding. Is that right, Brian? I mean,
I believe so. They'll have to put out an RFP for I'm not sure if it's a study or, I think it's just the study
it's a
for it.
design study, I think.
And then we'd have to, make decisions and go to design on it. But I believe that this is just for the study of what alternatives and options are out there for it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we were looking at applying for that grant, and it seemed like the people who won the construction part of the grant were people who had got the like design and scoping part in the in earlier rounds. So it seemed like that was a good way to proceed, and we got it. So that's cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, go ahead, Art.
Brian, is that gonna be maybe a full reconstruction?
I don't know what that one, that's really gonna be up to the consultant to give us the ideas on it, but
Considering the sewer and water line down that way too?
That would be a great idea. I would have no problem getting behind that
75
project.
years old.
Yeah, we'll put that in the grant application for when we actually build it.
Yeah.
The city will never do it
Mhm.
without some help.
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
That would be a very major project, right, Art?
Yeah,
Just like the last one.
yeah, big dig. Big dig too.
yeah.
Stay tuned.
So yeah, there's other grants that were that we won for planning related things, but it's not it doesn't exactly impact us here as yet.
Okay.
But hey, that's great.
That's exciting.
It seems to me like people are sort of like yeah, it's great that there's all that money out there. I'm pleased to see it coming this direction. All right, anything else?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
On the planning, pavement, going to do Richardson Road in the city?
It is on the list. I'm not sure if it will make the final list, but it is on the short list.
Yeah, okay. I went up that road.
Yeah, there's plenty of those roads around. It's, we're not gonna have a problem finding roads to pave.
Right, it's a real.
It is, the trouble will be finding ones that we're not going to pave
Yeah,
and not breaking too many hearts doing it.
Right.
yeah.
So,
Okay, just thought I'd ask about it.
I was pleased to see the
I
city.
don't live up that way.
I was pleased to see the city manager suggest that money should go
It's
to
rough.
trying to catch up on.
Yeah.
As we've noted in the past, when we looked at the capital plan, to keep up with our street paving, we would have to be paving 3 to 5 miles of street every year. But our current budget is paving about 1 mile every year. So every year, we're falling rather significantly behind. Anyway, we won't solve that right now, but it's a structural problem in terms of how much we're allocating.
but it's, if we can take these steps every year and keep up with it, don't let it get behind is the biggest problem.
Yeah. Tina, yeah,
Can I ask one more question?
go for it. We're
I asked
going around and
Michael
around the table.
earlier and he wasn't sure. Do we
Oh, yeah.
use brine on the roads or salt or a
Both.
mixture?
State uses both.
The state
I believe
uses,
we use salt.
Yeah,
but the state uses both?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All right, if there's nothing else, I would hear a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All right, Art seconds, all in favor, raise your hand or say aye. We are adjourned, folks. Thank you very much for coming. I realize there's not a lot in the way of business today, but this was the first step. So we'll get things in the queue for next time. All right,
Excellent first step.
have a good night, everyone.
Congratulations, Brian.
Could you send me those templates you were mentioning earlier?
Yeah,
Thank
we'll
you,
do
I
that.
appreciate it.
And I'm
Awesome.
gonna figure, oh, did you take notes this time or?
I
yeah.
tried, but
Yeah.
it was,
Fortunately, we didn't do that much. So.
yeah.
And there is a recording from this, so I'm gonna capture the recording and I don't know, figure out what to do with it. So I'm gonna sit here at this computer for a couple minutes and sort it out. But
Okay.
yeah.
Awesome.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you. You as well.